Behind Enemy Lines. Listen, we got some news to break here on the show about the show. This is some really big stuff, folks, and I'm proud to announce this. Behind Enemy Lines Radio is about to break out of radio. Behind Enemy Lines is joining a set of shows that will be debuting on a brand new television network called American Uncensored News Network, or AUNTV. This is a brand new project, folks. We're really excited about this. It's a brand new project with a mission of creating uncensored news talk and commentary programming. And it's going to air, get this, on different stations throughout Northern California, including Channel 3 KPPM in San Francisco, California. We're invading the Socialist Republic of California, folks, and we're doing it over the airwaves. Lots of future stations going to be carrying AUN. It looks like there's going to be a lot going on with this project. It may end up being part of some local cable programming in the Northern California area. And we're proud to once again be working with a good friend of ours, Rick Trader, who you may remember from our WNJC days, who helped program the Conservative Commandos radio network. He is putting together this great block of programming that's going to be broadcast on television, folks. I got a face for radio. I don't know what I'm going to do. But listen, we're so proud to be joining American Uncensored News Network, AUNTV. Going to be talking about this a lot more in the future. So stay tuned, folks. It's about to get exciting around here. It's pretty darn cool. But back to the show. We've got a few minutes left here. I just want to read something really quick. Talking about Saturday Night Live and the state of the show, doing a little more politainment, some of the stuff that we talked about last week. Seen from the right light, according to this article, Saturday Night Live's cold openings they're talking about, the opening to the show, are not just an unfunny lead-in to what can otherwise be a fine show. It's a toxic example of limousine liberalism. Millionaires putting on a self-congratulatory show with jokes cribbed from the New York Times editorial page. Come to think of it, it's exactly the kind of unself-aware institution that a really good comedy show could grind down to size. Now, you would think that something like that would have been written by National Review, Daily Caller, maybe something Mike Knowles will do, something that maybe John Gabriel would write and put on Ricochet. Nope, that's from Vice. All right, guys, we're talking about, a pretty liberal, news outlet, if you want to call it news. But that's Vice. At best, the article says, the cold openings just echo the same beats and jokes as all other programs. Every good liberal recycles material. Apparently, that's a good line. At worst, these sketches just coddle the audience by reflecting all of their assumptions and prejudices back at them. Yes, Trump is dumb. His administration is full of venal lackeys. Jeff Sessions is creepy, etc., etc., etc. It's exactly the kind of smug, smarmy BS. I'm sorry, folks. I didn't mean to put that out there. It's quoted in the article. That makes conservatives angry enough at the Hollywood elite to vote Trump just to stick it to them. Could it be that liberals everywhere are starting to get it? No, absolutely not. You know how I know? Because Stormy Daniels was on SNL this week. As herself. A woman who is suing the president currently. Based upon legal issues that are still pending. Going on TV. Well, gee. You know what? They nailed it. Vice nailed it. I gotta give them credit where credit's due. They hit the mark. Politainment now is the same one-note joke. We've been talking about this. Every late-night host does the same joke. Every single one of them. They hit the same one note that everybody else is hitting. Enough already, huh? We get it. Time to mix it up. Time to be that irreverent comedy that everyone out there wants you to be. Be entertaining. That's the most important thing. Don't just be the same boiled down drivel that nobody wants to watch. If you want to listen more about politainment, folks, we talked about it all last week. Tune into last week's show on any one of our podcast outlets, and you'll get a whole bunch of that right now. So listen, it's just about time to end the show. I want to thank you for listening. This has been a good one. We covered a wide range of topics here. For those of you who are looking for a final thought, all right, fine, I'll give you one. President Trump's influence in Republican primaries seems to not be waning, because it looks like, as results came in from West Virginia in that much viewed primary, that Blankenship, the candidate that President Trump tweeted not to vote for, ended up in third place in a three-way race. So President Trump's influence you have to say, means something. It looks like Morrissey is going to end up being the projected winner there. And Don Blankenship, who I guess was going after Mitch McConnell, and President Trump, I guess, stepped in on behalf of his buddy, his pal there. And, I guess in an attempt to kind of save the race for an established and vetted candidate. Looks like they had a little fun with the guy afterwards. So check out the election results, and definitely check out social media from Team Mitch and Mitch McConnell's people. Gotta give him credit for the snark, folks. It was pretty good. Thanks for playing, Don Blankenship, is the message from Team Mitch this week. But it bodes well for candidates who run with Trump coattails. We discussed this a couple of weeks back. Trump coattails are going to mean something this time around in states where Trump carries the day, because all this Russia collusion talk and everything going on leads to the conclusion that Trump will end up being impeached if they lose the House and the Senate, or even just the House. So Trump voters now have something at stake. We're going to see if that urgency carries over from the summer now, when Trump's riding high with some improving approval numbers, into November, when the name on the ballot is not Donald Trump, but is someone who is just as vital to Donald Trump as the Trump name itself. That's going to do it for this week's show, folks. I want to thank you guys for listening. We're going to wrap it all up, shut this sucker down, and get ready to do it all again next week. Maybe even practice our television faces. I gotta work on my resting Tucker face. So until then, next week, from the People's Republic of New York, Gene Baradelli behind enemy lines, we are out of here. Good night, folks. Our position has been compromised. It's time to roll out. Report for debriefing at www.behindenemylinesradio.us and look for regular communications via Facebook and Twitter at BEL_radio. You are the resistance. Behind Enemy Lines. A rock radio production. Back in 7 days. Out.